Hari Om. Start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanora Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are looking at the Tat Tvam Asi statement, Mahavakyam, that occurs in the Chandogya Upanishad, Sadvidya, 6th chapter, and where the teacher, the father teacher, this is Uddalaka, and the student disciple Swetaketu are being, the student is being taught in terms of you are that, because knowing one thing you can know everything, and that's what the teaching starts. And knowing the karanam, the cause, I can know everything. The karyam, the product of that. That means the product is nothing but the cause itself in different forms, provided it is the material cause. Just as the ring is nothing but the gold, bangle is nothing but the gold, necklace is nothing but the gold. It is karanam, it is gold alone, karyam. The products are many, karanam is only one. And even though products are many, the substantive of every product is nothing but the gold alone. So knowing gold, in a sense, I know all the ornaments, not only now, even the past ornaments, and whereas the future that are going to be created, all are known because I have the substantive knowledge of everything. I may not have the detailed knowledge of each object. That is only superficial knowledge that is required for transactional purposes. For transacting, I need to know the ring is different from a bangle and different from a necklace. So therefore utilities and transactabilities and the perceptibilities, all that belong to the nama rupa, names and forms, but not the substantive, which is nothing but, in the case of the total creation, it is pure existent. So this is where the creation starts according to Vedanta. And according to others, they are trying to find out what is the fundamental cause, what the fundamental particles they are looking, ignoring the one who is investigating the particles, because he is only looking at one part of it, which is only material, without knowing what the consciousness who is trying to study the material. Without the presence of the consciousness, material cannot be established, or existence of the material cannot be established. Anyway, that's a different object. Now we go into the next sloka, the sloka 254 of the Viveka Chudamani. It says, Nidra kalpita desa kala vishaya jnatradi sarvam yatha mithya tad vidhihapi jagrati jagats swajnana karyatvatah yasmadevadidam sarira karana pranaha pranahamadjapyasat tasmat tattvamasi prashantamamalam brahmadvayam yat param. So the last line, tasmat tattvamasi prashantamamalam brahmadvayam yat param, is the same as the previous, the last line of the previous sloka. It's called Makudam. He repeats the same thing, but the first three lines are different. Nidra kalpita desa kala vishaya jnatradi sarvam yatha. So yatha, in the same way as Nidra kalpita desa kala vishaya jnatradi sarvam yatha. So here we are taking an example of the dream state, and this is done by the scripture itself. So here is where how scientific our scriptures are, because if I want to analyze the system, you have to take the total human experience into consideration and make a theory, rather than take only partial experience and then make a theory out of it. So partial data, you cannot make a complete theory because it's only subject to negation by the other data. So one has to have complete data, and then only a theory can be valid. In this case, we analyze not only the waking state and the dream state and the deep sleep state, but every individual experiences. It's not particular to any particular human being. It is across common, and that's called anubhavam. The anubhavam is human experience is taken into consideration. Even the animals also have to go through sleep and all that, but we don't know whether they dream and all that. So what we know, we can only say that from the point of human being, we know the three states of consciousness, and here we are taking the dream example. So how is this creation occurring? And here is an example the nature has provided for us to understand. It says Nidra Kalpita Desa Kala Vishayagnatradi Sarvam Yatha. So when I go to deep sleep stage, so I am ready to sleep. I'm so tired. I went to, because I don't like to sleep in when there's a light. I turned all the lights off, and it's Chennai, so it's very hot. So air conditioner is on now, and I'm sleeping in the soft bed, and I glide into the sleep. When I go from a waking state to a dream state, the mind will not know, because now we are talking about different time concept. The time itself in the waking state is different from a time in the dream state. I may spend only few minutes of the dream from the point of a waker, but I may be spending years in the dream, where I may be growing from a child all the way to become an adult in no time. But from the point of dream, it is a gradual growing only. So the time itself, the concept of time itself is different for a dreamer compared to the waker. It can be completely contrasting. And the attributes in the dream, what I have in the waking state, is completely different. I may be a blind person in the waking state, but I may dream myself I am with all the 20/20 vision. I may be a cripple here, I may be a Mr. Universe there in the dream state. All that can be dreamt also. And there is no contradiction. For a dreamer, dream is not a dream while in the dream, because it's a real experience also for him. Therefore, he takes that example now, says, how does the dream come into picture? Says, now we want to say Maya, there is no Maya and all that. Here is an example where Nidra Shakti acts as though like a Maya Shakti. Maya Shakti has two aspects. One is Avarana Shakti, another is the Vikshepa Shakti. Avarana Shakti is covering it. That means it covers my true nature, and that's what is the Avarana. Vikshepa Shakti is I project something different from what I am, because I do not know what I am, because what I am is being covered by the Maya Shakti. So when I go to deep sleep, when I dream state, I am creating the universe. Why do I create? My dream is different from your dream, is different from other people's dream. So what is the cause for the dream? The dream is because of the vasanas. What kind of vasanas? The suppressions and oppressions of the waking state form the seeds or karma, using which I will be projecting the whole universe. So therefore, the vasanas form the basis. So what kind of dream I dream, what kind of dream you dream, have a sweet dream, that's what we ask. But what kind of dream I get depends upon the type of vasanas I have. So if I don't like the vasanas, then I shall have different vasanas for me to have a different dream. So people dream horror things because they're watching horror movies, and they dream horror things only because those are the impressions left in the mind that will project out there. So if I watch a Ramayanam or Mahabharata or something profound one, then those will be projected in the dream. So I can feed myself better vasanas so that I can have a better dream also. Same way, I can develop a better vasanas in the waking state to have a creation which is better than what was before. Anyway, that is here. The Nidra Kalpita Desa Kala Vishaya Jnatadi Sarvam Yatha. So here the whole package is put here. Nidra Kalpita. So Kalpana is creation, is the Maya Shakti of the Nidra. So Nidra Shakti has a Maya, so as though acts as a Maya. Maya is the Vasanas in the Nidra Shakti, and using that, the consciousness that I am, using that Vasanas is projecting the whole universe of the Nidra, in the dream state. So dream universe is created by consciousness using the Vasanas that are left over or that are ready to germinate in the dream. Same system, parallel system there. And after creating, so how does the creation occurs? Is there an order of creation? It says in the Taittiriya Upanishad, says the small Akasha, Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha, Akashat Vayu, Vayu Agni, Agni Apaha, Abda Prithvi, Prithivya Oshadayaha, Oshadebhyonnam Annat Purusha. This is as though it is said, but it is not a sequential creation. It is said in the sequence only from the point of subtle to a grosser. It's not a sequence of time. Don't say there is a time is created when Akasha to Vayu, therefore there are two things, therefore there is a time creation. It's not, because it's not a sequential creation there. Just as when I go to dream, do I say that first space was created and then the space from the Atma Akasha, and then the air, the gaseous state created, then all that is not there. So I find myself suddenly in the dream. Exactly identical situation. If I want to create, and if a Vedanta teaching is there in the dream, you can start say first space was created, subtle one, then the grosser and grosser and grosser all the way the matter. For in terms of sequence, in terms of the grossness aspect of it, not sequence in terms of time aspect of it. This is what we learned from the dream. So there is no time concept. And when the time concept comes after creation, then what happens? I enter as though, quote unquote, as though into the creation as a jiva. Now what is a jiva? Brahman that I am, pure consciousness, using the vasanas created. Now I became an Ishvara. The Ishvara is creating the whole Jagat of the dream world, and the dream Jagat depends upon the vasanas. And after creating as though, not the sequence, I enter as though into my own creation as one jiva in the total there. There may be many jivas also created also simultaneously, because I am seeing them. So when I see myself as though, because for me to see I should have a body, mind, intellect there. So body, mind and intellect are created in the jiva. So the body, mind and intellect are different from the body, mind and intellect of the waking state. All that are being analyzed in the Upanishad in terms of the Mandukya Upanishad. So therefore, this is the Ekona Vimsati Sataha statement comes exactly parallel statement from the waking state to a dream state. Ekona Vimsati Sataha, 1 less than 20, or the instruments that is looking out for the creation that is there. That is Panchabhutas, all those Pancha, up to the 19 are there, and that means exactly parallel system is there. And I entered as though into the body of that jiva there, entering into praveshan, and that is essentially an individual experiencing the world out there. In that, this is desha kala vishaya jnatradi sarvam yatha. There is a space there. The space is as though, because I am there and the tiger that is chasing me is away from me. There is a space between, thank God, and there are varieties of trees, and people may be there, spectators shouting, hey, watch out, all that are there. Therefore, desham is there, kalam is there, time, because I want to run away from the tiger, and I hope the tiger will not catch me, let me enough time for me to run away. The time is there. So time concept is there. Seed can grow and become a tree. Slowly, it may take its own time in the dream, and all that I can see it. So time comes into picture when there is a change of observed by an observer. That's Einsteinian definition. Einsteinian definition is the sequence of two observations by an observer independent of the observation has to be there to define a time. But we call it experience, two independent experiences are there, because when an observer observing an observation, that is one experience. If there is only one experience, there is no time. You need a gap between two experiences. That's how the time comes into picture. So a dreamer or subject will all know that there is a time. So dreamer subject doesn't know the waker. The creation in the same. There may be a bright sun there, whereas the dreamer, the sleeper is sleeping in the dark room, in the AC room. There may be hot sun and he's sweating all over. That therefore completely contradiction of what is waking and dream. And all that is possible. Desa, kala, vastu, vishaya. Vishaya means objects are different. The types of objects are different. Things that are not seen in the waking state can be created based on what is seen in the creation. So I mentioned that we can have the hares with horns there in the dream, even though those objects are not there. Only because I know what is here and what is on, and I am creating a new object there using assembling things that what I know. If I don't know, then I cannot assemble it. So only knowledge of the waking state is available for the creation in the dream state. So I am Sarvajnaha to create everything in my dream. I cannot create a Gaga Boo there because I don't know what is Gaga Boo even in the waking state for me to create in the dream. So therefore, the Ishvara knows what is he creating because all that knowledge is available before. Therefore, Desa, Kala, Vishaya, Jnatradi, etc. etc. Jnatra means a knower, known distinction is also created in the. So what I know is different from what you know. My local mind is different from your local mind. My mind wants to run away from the tiger. Tiger mind wants to catch me, and it has done already Brahmarpanam Brahmahi, because it is thanking God that it's found some food. It has been starving for a long time and it has found some food at last. Whereas I am also thanking Lord, oh Lord, please save me and let me get away from the tiger. The Lord, what does Lord will do? Says, let me see what he is going to dream next. So I have to create, I am creating the tiger and I am trying to run away from the tiger. So Swami Chinmayananda says once, he says, when I went to dream, I was creating an examination, and I was the one who set the examination. I was the one who provided the questionnaire, and now I am answering those examinations, and I failed that examination also. That happens only because there the distinction I am this is not there. So even though I pervade the whole universe of the dream state, I cannot recognize that I am the one who is creating the whole thing. I am the subject, I am the object, I am the whole world also, including the essence of the whole dream world is nothing but me, I am. That is not there. And the same way, Nidra Kalpana, it's only Kalpana, but it's not known that it is Kalpana for a dreamer, because for a dreamer the tiger is real and he's trying to stay away. Don't tell him that, hey, this is only a dream tiger, it's all dream, don't worry about it, nothing will happen. He says, you can have your Vedanta, let me save myself from the tiger. So the Kalpana is not recognized because I do not have Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka in the dream. So it says Sarvam Yatha Mithya Tad Vidhiha Jagrati Jagat Swajnana Karyatvataha. So Ajnana Karyatvataha. So here it says, I am able to create, but once I know I am wakened to a waking state from the dream state, then only I recognize that the whole thing was not really real. It's all Maya only. Because it is all apparent only. So what is Maya? Maya is, even in the waking state, it is real for those ajnanis, for those who do not have the jnana. In the case of a dream subject, I cannot gain that discriminative intellect, because the intellect has to be very vigilant for me to know what is real and what is not real. But if I have that kind of intellect in the dream, I will not be dreaming, because for me to dream, it has to cover. That intellect has to be, is not, it's only, there is no will to act in the dream. There the will is only limited. There the will to run away from the tiger is there, but that will is only localized at that point, but it's not enough to know that what is Nitya and Anitya. So you cannot recognize the tiger is only my own projection, cannot be recognized in the dream, but as long as the body, mind and intellect is there, the dream world is there. All these are important because in the case of waking state, I can develop by sadhana, by proper inquiry, I can develop by karma yoga, by upasana yoga, I can develop a subtle intellect that pervades that Ishvara, that pervades the whole thing. That's purity of the mind is required for recognizing that viveka, or to have that viveka, which is essentially what is real and what is unreal. Unreal is not non-existing. What is only changing things and what is changeless in the changing things. That subtle intellect is required for me to differentiate, to know that mithya. So when I get up from the waking state, from the dream state to the waking state, the BMI of the dream state is also gone. But the knowledge now is all that including BMI is only mithya. That was only experiencing, but is not really real. It's not absolute, because from the higher state of consciousness there is no world of plurality there. So therefore in the same way, the Jagrat Yatha, Jagrat when I'm awakened, all that is gone. So in the same way, Jagat Swa-Ajnana Karyatvatam, because of the ignorance of my true nature that is covered because of the avidya, because of the ignorance it covers the avarana, and therefore I am projecting the plurality. And once the ajnana is removed, that means the ignorance is removed. Ignorance of what? Not ignorance of chemistry or physics. I may be knowledgeable PhDs on 60 subjects like Narada was before he inquired with the Sanat Kumaras. That is there in the Chandogya Upanishad, where it says he lists about the 60 subjects where he is a PhD also. But yet he doesn't know the essential knowledge that is the same in all objects. That is called Tattva Jnanam. And Jagrat is just Swa-Ajnana Karyatvataha. So everything is product of the ignorance of my own self. Ignorance of my waking state is projecting the plurality of the dream world. Ignorance of my Paramarthika Satyam is projecting the whole Vyavaharika Satyam. And that's why we have in the Advaita Paramarthika Satyam, Vyavaharika Satyam and Pratibhasika Satyam. All are being stated here. Therefore, this Mithya Tattvam, when I reject all that is Mithya, what is left is essentially is real. All that Mithya is there because of ignorance of my true nature. Yasma deva idam sarira karana pranaham adyapya satu. Yasmad eva idam sariram karanam prana aham adi api asat. So if you split everything, therefore idam, everything including sariram, the body, karanam, the instruments of knowledge, and prana, the life, the prana, pana, vyana, vahana, all physiological functions, aham, the ahankara, adi, etc., 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 api asat, is not really real. Tatsmat Tat Tvam Asi Prasantam Amalam Brahmadvayam Yatparam. Therefore you are that. That is Tasma. Therefore, all are not really real. Even while transacting in the world, I can recognize in the waking state. I don't have to go to higher state in order to recognize. Therefore, one can develop by Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, that through Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, and once that is Tad Vijñātam Sagurum Eva. So approach a teacher who teaches Tat Tvam Asi. You are that, not this. This we will do. From now on, next we will talk about the meditation slokas, how I had to meditate on that using the scripture itself. With this we stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.